Hey guys, and welcome back to Mama's Gaming Channel. With the recent changes to characters in Overwatch, there seems to be a lot of differing opinions about the balance in competitive play. For example, some people think that the Mercy changes made her OP, while others say that Huge Res was OP and she is now balanced without the Res ultimate. I wanted to make this video giving you guys my opinion on the balance in Overwatch. I want to start with a post from Jeff Kaplan a few months ago that he posted in response to a thread on the Overwatch forums. People were trying to figure out why people suddenly thought that Tracer was OP even though she has never been changed. Kaplan's response was, and I quote, "The perception of balance is often more powerful than balance itself." He then goes on to describe what he means by using examples with other characters. Basically, balance to the players of Overwatch is based on the perception from those same players of how they think the game should go. I agree with Kaplan 100%, not just because he's the developer, but because it makes sense to me. He brings up the fact that when the game was first released, Reinhardt was a must pick in every match and Winston was the least picked tank, maybe even the least picked character. After a while, Winston became more popular than Reinhardt did, even though they didn't change either hero, save a small bug in Earthshatter. So now we have to define balance. The most common definition of balance is one side of the equation is always equivalent to the other side, like 3 plus 2 equals 6 minus 1. And no matter what you do, it will always come to a net zero. Well, a lot of games aren't like that at all. Take Halo, for example. If everything in Halo was balanced to a net zero, then the shotgun would be no less powerful than the sniper rifle, and the sniper rifle could never be more powerful than the shotgun. But we know that that is not the case. In close quarter combat, the shotgun has a better advantage, but if you try to shoot a sniper with a shotgun from across the map, then you will never win. Someone who loves playing with the shotgun might think that the sniper rifle is OP because he shoots at them from a long ways away and never wins. The same could be true for someone who only plays with sniper rifles and gets in close with someone who has a shotgun. It's the same way in Overwatch. Winston could complain that Widowmaker is OP because he can't shoot his gun as far as Widowmaker can. But Widow could also complain about Winston because he keeps jumping in her face and she can't get away from him. So balance in Overwatch can't be as simple as one side being equivalent to the other side. If that were the case, then it would be a matter of who shot first or who has the better skill. Balance in Overwatch is no one character being more powerful than all the other characters. If Blizzard made a character who could beat a team of 6 by himself, then that would be unbalanced. As it is, each character has their own conditions where they are exceptional and has at least one character they are weak against in some aspect. This got me thinking about some of the perspectives that players can oftentimes have in Overwatch, and it inspired me to make this video. After thinking about it for a little bit, I have come up with 3 perspectives that people can have when playing Overwatch. The first perspective is that of professional players. The perspectives of the professionals are probably the most accurate perspective in the community of Overwatch players. These guys play Overwatch day in and day out, practicing and studying the game. They study all the abilities of heroes and discover new ways to create team comps and play the game in a competition. The reason they have a more accurate perspective on balance is because they study the game to improve their performance. They don't try and find ways to change the game to suit their favorite characters. They try to find ways to change their personal skill to suit the meta. Armed with that goal, their perspective is drawn from facts in the game and not ideas of how they think the game should go. It is, in my opinion, the most objective perspective a player can have in Overwatch. Then we have the perspectives of the traditional FPS players, those who migrated from Halo and Call of Duty looking for the next big thing in FPS gaming. Their perspective of balance is drawn from preconceived ideas that they got from playing other games. Their idea of balance is a match that provides a challenge that is difficult enough to make it fun, but not so challenging that they lose all the time. These are also players that have mains in the offense and defense category. They oftentimes one-trick high-skill characters for various reasons, most, if not all of them, selfish by nature. These are the people that you will hear complaining about a particular character being OP. For example, back in Season 5, Pharah was considered to be very strong, even to the point of being OP. A lot of people were begging Blizzard to nerf her, and since Blizzard did not nerf her, they accused Blizzard of not caring about balance. Most of these complaints came from players who one-trick characters that are weak to Pharah, like Hanzo, Junkrat, Mei, Reinhardt, Orisa, Zarya, Genji, and Bastion. These players were essentially whining about the fact that their favorite character was getting clobbered by one character whenever they played, and instead of changing to a character that was equipped to deal with Pharah, they went out on the forums and whined to Blizzard, accusing them of not doing their job properly. Eventually, the Pharah meta died down a little bit, and people were happy again even though Blizzard did not change Pharah in the slightest. It's another example that proves the point that Kaplan made about the perception of balance. Players who play Overwatch just for the joy of killing other players and have no intention of ever learning to play as a team should play deathmatch instead of competitive. And then there are people like myself who understand that we don't know everything there is to know about balance in Overwatch. It It is really arrogant to assume that Blizzard doesn't know what they're doing with regards to their own game. I think that Kaplan pretty much silenced everyone who read this post about the perception of balance. People like myself don't ever think that Overwatch is unbalanced because we adapt to the current meta. If I'm playing Junkrat and I keep dying to Pharah, then I'm gonna go take a D.Va or a Soldier or another character that is better equipped to deal with Pharah. What I am not going to do is complain that Junkrat needs a buff and or Pharah needs a nerf. It's not Blizzard's job to make everyone happy by nerfing or buffing because people insist on playing one specific character. That's what deathmatch is for. Blizzard already gave us everything we need to be successful in Overwatch, and now it's our turn to figure out how to utilize what he gave us to be victorious. Now, one last thing before we finish this video. I want to talk about counters. Some people seem to think that if you have a counter to a character that it guarantees a win. Counters do not guarantee victories. Just because Widow counters Pharah doesn't mean that Pharah can't win. Just because Genji counters Bastion doesn't mean Bastion can't win. Just because Reaper counters Winston, well, you get the picture. Counters only give an advantage over a character. It means that Widow is more likely to win against Pharah, but I am the poster child for taking a counter and not winning against the character I was countering. Even if you make the right character choice, you still have to use the character properly. Since I am not very good at sniping, if I take Widow against Pharah, I'm probably going to lose. Fortunately, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Or Pharah in this case. I could go to D.Va or Soldier who don't quite have the skill cap as Widow does and still have a good advantage over Pharah. But even so, it doesn't guarantee my victory. There are too many variables in Overwatch to have absolute victories all the time. So to recap, be careful when judging Overwatch as being unbalanced. Try to avoid believing that you know it all as a player when you didn't develop the game at all. I also suggest that you read Kaplan's post about the perception of balance if you haven't already. It's short, but I think he proves the point very well. Also, tell me what you guys think. Is Overwatch balanced? Maybe this video has changed your perception of balance and you can more accurately make this decision. Personally, I think Blizzard has done a great job with Overwatch, and I think that they work tirelessly to make the game as balanced as possible in all the ranks. Even with the recent changes to heroes, I think that Blizzard has made this game balanced as well as fun. Thank you so much for watching this video. Go ahead and tell me your opinions in the comment section. I would love to talk Overwatch with you guys. If you liked this video, then please hit the like button and consider subscribing. If you thought this video was helpful, then please let me know in the comment section. If you want to see more content, check out my Twitch channel that will be linked in the description, where you can see past streams and also watch live streams whenever I do them. If you want to see why this channel exists and or support MGC, then please visit my Patreon page that will also be linked in the description. Also consider checking out my Discord server that will be linked in the description as well. From there we can talk Overwatch or any other game that I might know about. Thanks again for watching this video, and I hope to see you later here in MGC. God bless.